Identity and Global Englishes. In this section, we will explore some of the issues drawn from current global Englishes research. Research on English as lingua franca or ELF has been gaining considerate attention in the field of applied linguistics as English has now become a global language and is increasingly used by speakers from different cultural backgrounds for intercultural communication. One of the leading areas of research in global Englishes and identity has been into the notion of nativeness and identity. In particular, Jenkins in 2007 undertook a global survey of English teachers' attitudes to their English use, ELF, and identity. So, the global survey focused on issues of identity as they related to the prevailing ideology in ELT, in which the English language is associated with NES or the native English speakers from Anglophone countries. As with all aspects of identity, we need to be careful not to oversimplify nativeness as a category of identity in global Englishes. As Baird et al. In 2014 pointed out, what is indexed or referred to by nativeness as an identity is contextually dependent. So in other words, how the concept of a ness as an identity is constructed by participants in global Englishes communication will vary. In the study of Jenkins in 2007, identifying with a native variety of English was regarded as an aspect of professional identity as an English language teacher. So in conclusion, nativeness and the prestige of an idealized ness is a pervasive ideology in ELT, and this in turn has an influence on global Englishes users and their identifications with and through English use. Yet, we also need to be aware of the varied ways that nativeness can be constructed and used as an identity. Other studies have explored increasing identification with ELF rather than Anglophone Englishes, as well as the use of ELF or English as lingua franca to construct particular identities. Moreover, Jenkins, Kogo, and Dewey in 2011, reporting on the LINEE or Languages in a Network of European Excellence Project, they noted that for the majority of young Europeans in the research, English is used as a lingua franca, and they therefore identify with their own use of English rather than with the standard NS variety and view English as a means of interacting with the globalized world. To sum up, we explore the notion of identity and how it is, like culture, a core part of our everyday life, as well as crucial in understanding intercultural communication through global Englishes. Further, we considered how multifaceted the idea of identity was, with each of us having multiple identities related to the different groups we orientate towards in our sense of self. We looked at the key role of language in both representing and constructing our identity, that every time we speak or write, we are engaged in the process of constructing and negotiating our identities. A final point to remember is that our identities are constructed both in relation to others, but also as different to them. This process of excluding and differentiating others, while an unavoidable part of identification, is also a potential source of problems in intercultural communication. In particular, it can lead to stereotyping and othering, where members of other groups are seen as inferior in one way or another to ourselves and members of our groups. Thus, it is important that we reflect on this process and are aware of how this can lead to essentializing others in intercultural communication. I think that would be all for our report. Thank you for listening. God bless.